Thanks for joining me again today. I've been away for a little bit. I've headed off camping, gotten out into nature. It does the mind, the body, a whole lot of good. I'm really excited to be back sharing a nice, easy little yoga flow with you guys today. We're going to be focusing on the lower back and the hips. So I don't know about you, but especially driving to and from camping, I've spent a lot of time sitting lately. So this should feel like the perfect little break to get you moving out of your chairs and hopefully ease things in your body just a little bit. To get started, we'll come down onto the ground in a nice comfortable seat. We're going to start by bringing the soles of the feet together, and we're going to have the knees nice and wide. So if you find you're having some difficulty, you can grab your handy household prop. You can grab a pillow, sit yourself up a pillow, raise the hips a little bit, and take your feet a little bit further away from you so you can sit up nice and tall in this posture as well. I'll go ahead and remove my pillow, and when you're in this posture, you can hold on to your ankles, maybe the inner arches of your feet. Take a pause, just sit here, notice your breath. Thank yourself for taking these few minutes. And then we're going to start by doing some butterfly wing pulses. So all this looks like is you lift your knees up and you let your knees drop. So it's like your legs are butterfly wings. You're preparing to fly away. I've taught this one to kids before. They really enjoy it. And just notice your breath as you start to loosen up through your hips. Maybe notice if there's any tension going on in your lower back. Don't worry, we're going to be dealing with that. And continue just to lift your knees up and down. And after one more breath in and out, we'll slow the wing beats down. Start to draw your knees down a little bit towards the ground. So you're just using the muscles in your legs to draw your knees down as you continue to sit up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in with your chest lifted. And then exhale, we're going to round back, bringing the chin towards the chest. And then round forwards, bringing the forehead towards the feet. Inhale, we'll scoop up with the forehead, the nose, the chin. And exhale, take it back again. Round all the way back, chin to chest. Rounding forwards here. Inhale up. We're going to do one more. Exhale as you take it back. And forwards. We'll inhale as we take it up. Nice. And we'll release the feet. We'll take the feet up. We'll take them about hip distance apart here. Take your hands behind you to support you on the ground. And we're just gently going to knock our knees over to one side and then the other. So again, we're loosening the hips in a slightly different way. We're also starting to wake up the spine, the back body in a different direction than what we were just doing. Nice, easy movement. This is a really good one when you're sitting all day. Yeah, I'm looking at you, everyone working from home right now. Also, everyone just binge watching Netflix right now. We'll come to one side and we'll pause here. Take your gaze over the opposite shoulder so you're looking behind you. Feel the twist here. When I've taught this pose to children, I've called this mermaid pose before. So imagine you're a beautiful mermaid sitting on your rock. And we'll switch over to the other side, gaze over the other shoulder. Feel that nice gentle stretch in the side body. And make your way back to center, and we'll make our way to tabletop. So in tabletop, you want your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. We're going to do a few cat-cows here to loosen up the spine a little bit more. So with an inhale, we'll take the pelvis down towards the ground, take the chest forwards and up, take the gaze forwards and up. And then exhale, starting at the tailbone, we're going to break down the movement. Really start at the tailbone, round to the back, one vertebra at a time. Last, bringing the chin to the chest. Inhale, starting from the tailbone, we're going to sway the hips forwards, down towards the ground. Take the chest forwards, take the gaze up. And exhale, starting from the tailbone, round it back, tucking the chin last. One more time, we'll inhale, take it forwards. And exhale, we'll take it back. Very nice. We'll come down to neutral here. And maybe shake out your hips a little bit here. I call this happy dog, so you can be as enthusiastic of a dog as you want to be. Wag your tail. And then from here, we'll sink the hips back towards the heels. And we'll walk the hands forwards to come into an active child's pose. So you really want to press down through all of your fingertips, reaching as long as you can. You feel that engagement in your arms. You feel that stretch behind your shoulder blades. And then when you've reached as far as you can reach, bring your forehead down towards the ground. If you can't bring your forehead down to the ground, feel free to make a fist with one hand. You can rest your head on that fist, or maybe today you need two fists and you need to just rest your head on both of those. That's totally fine. Wherever you are, take a few conscious breaths into your back body. Feel your back ribs expand on the inhale and sink down on the exhale. Feel your breath moving through your entire back body. We'll take one more deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, we're going to lift up and shift ourselves back up towards tabletop. This time, extend your legs a little bit further behind you so you're in more of a plank position than a tabletop. And we're slowly going to lower ourselves down in one piece down to the ground from here. Keep the elbows tucked in towards the body. I know it's hard. Awesome. Yes. All right. From here, we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So this is a more gentle back bend than Cobra, and this can be really helpful for stretching out the back body and alleviating some tension here. So to prepare, we're going to bring our forearms onto the ground underneath our shoulders. We want our elbows underneath our shoulders here. So you can take a moment to figure yourself out. And then firmly press down, again, into your fingertips, into your hands. You want to press the tops of your feet down into the ground. Engage your legs. Press your pelvis down into the floor. Engage your glutes. Take your chest forwards like you're pulling it through your arms. And as you lift your chest, maybe lift your gaze and breathe here. So this is a heart opener. This is a back bend. It's a really great pose. And often a lot of people short shrift it. They don't think you're doing very much in this pose, but you'll notice your legs are engaged, your core is engaged. You're really pressing down into the ground with your hands, reaching your chest forwards. Notice if your shoulders are rounding up towards your ears here. Try to keep them down and away. As you breathe here, feeling your chest expand with each inhale, and relaxing with each exhale. We'll take one more deep breath in, and then exhale. We're gently going to lower ourselves down. Make a pillow with your hands. You can rest your forehead down on your hands for a moment and relax your legs, relax your back. Let everything soften down into the ground. Take one more deep inhale, and then sigh it out. Great. We're going to press our hands back into the mat here. We're going to lift ourselves back up towards our plank, and we'll shift back to one more child's pose. This time, we're going to take our knees about mat distance apart here. So your knees are wide, your toes are together. Shift your hips back towards your heels, and we'll walk or slide your hands forwards to come back towards a child's pose. You'll notice this version of child's pose gets more into your hip flexors. This is really great. Often when your hips are tight, your back is tight. We're addressing all of those things today. Breathe in this posture and notice where you feel the most tension. Try to consciously breathe into those spaces. We'll take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, we'll press into our hands to lift up just a little bit. And we'll walk our hands over towards the right side of the mat, lowering down again to feel a stretch in the whole left side of the body. Go ahead and lower your head. We'll take one deep breath in here. Great, and then we'll walk over to the other side. So bring the hands through center, and then take them over towards the left, and gently lower down here. Notice if it feels different from one side to the other. Often that's the case. Again, try to breathe into those areas of tension. One deep breath here. And we'll gently make our way back towards center. This time, we're going to make our way back towards our tabletop so you can bring your knees back underneath your hips. We're going to curl the toes under. We're making our way towards downward dog. Yes. Really firmly press down into all fingers, the base of your first finger and thumb too as well. Curl those toes under. We're going to keep the knees bent at first and start to lift the hips up and back. Really lengthening through the spine as much as possible, lifting up and away with your hips and down and away with your hands. So you're really focusing on the stretch through your back in this version of downward dog. Breathe into your back body here. Feel that stretch. And then maybe start to pedal out your feet a little bit. So you straighten one leg, and then the other, firmly pressing into the ground, trying to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Really focusing on that extension of your spine more than anything else. And now if it's within your range of movement, you can bring both heels towards the floor. They might not reach, and that's totally fine. Trying to straighten your legs. As you lengthen your spine, take one deep breath in. And on your exhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. And come into a nice low squat. So you want to take your feet about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. And lower yourself down into a nice deep squat here. You can bring your elbows inside your knees, hands at center. You'll feel a really deep stretch, maybe through your hip flexors here. Again, loosening up the hips also helps to loosen up the back. Take a few nice, calm, deep breaths. We're almost done here today. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, you can lower your hands to the ground to support yourself to come down to seated. Or what I like to do is a bit of a challenge. Come from your squat and lower yourself down without using your hands. Might be graceful, might not, depends on the day, but however you get to the ground, you get to the ground. From here, we're just going to do one more stretch before we close today. We're going to extend the left leg out nice and long and bring the right foot in nice and close. Again, you want to sit up nice and tall in this posture to start. So if you need to be sitting up on a pillow, totally cool, grab your pillow. I'm lucky I'm in the living room, they're right here. We'll take a nice deep inhale, sit up as tall as you can, as if there's a thread pulling you up from the crown of your head. And then exhale, we'll bring the hands towards the hips. And where you feel your torso meet your leg, that hip joint right there, imagine you're folding over that hip joint, keeping your spine as long as possible. So you'll see I'm not rounding into this posture, not yet. I'm trying to keep my spine long. So you might notice you only come forwards a couple inches, maybe half an inch. That's totally fine. We'll focus on lengthening the spine first. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, maybe bring the hands forwards. They can be on the fingertips on the floor. A little extra support as you're leaning forwards. Flex your toes towards your face. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, allow everything to drape forwards. Maybe you can rest your forehead down on your shin or your knee. Maybe you can just let your head hang here. Breathe into your back body. Feel that stretch along the whole back of your body. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, we're gonna roll up. One vertebra at a time, all the way up the spine, rolling the shoulders before the head lifts. All the way up. Nice. All right, we're gonna do the other side. So we're gonna extend that right leg nice and long, bringing that left foot in. Again, we're gonna start by sitting up, nice and tall. If you need that elevation, feel free to sit on a pillow. And from here, with an inhale, as tall as you can, reaching up through the crown of your head. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, and we'll start to fold forwards. Keep the chest lifted here. We're not rounding into this pose. We're starting by keeping a nice long spine. Continue to breathe. Flex your foot towards your face. Yeah, I know, you feel that way more in the back of your leg. One more inhale. And then exhale, we'll take the hands forwards, maybe on the fingertips, and let everything sink down. You can let your head hang, maybe rest on your shin or your knee. Take a couple of deep breaths into your back body. All those areas where you feel the most tension. We'll take one more inhale here. And exhale, we're gonna roll up one vertebra at a time. Shoulders roll up before the head lifts. And we'll bring that right leg in, come into a comfortable seated position. This can be cross-legged, maybe sitting on your heels if that's more comfortable for you.